But we're still looking, because of this red flag right here, we're still looking at a range of 1 to 21. Come on, man. I don't want that. It is I, Rocket Man, your favorite dyslexic ADHD football pro. Holy crackers. Unbelievable. Joe Milton threw that ball 900 yards. I went out there and counted them. Unbelievable. Squirrel White. He's going to be big at some point. He's just a baby. He's just a freshman. We had a good weekend. Nailed the Alabama game. Ole Miss is now 8-2. See ya. Nailed the Washington-Oregon game. Washington beat Oregon. Whack, whack. They're 8-2. See ya. And, of course, we nailed the Tennessee-Missouri game. 9-1, Tennessee now. They laid the wood to Missouri. Now, I haven't a clue what the hell happened to the Texas-TCU game. I just don't have a clue. I mean, that was the singular most boring game that I have seen all season long. Oh, well, it was a defensive bet. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Texas got 32 defense in the country. And TCU's got like the 53rd. I'm sorry. I don't get it. It's just a suck conference. I'm sorry. It is. TCU does not belong in the number 4 spot. And good Lord willing, they'll lose at some point before the season's over. Because I was very unimpressed. Pedestrian. Anyway, I don't even understand how they're in the same conversation as Georgia and Ohio State and Michigan and Tennessee. It's comical. That's why, according to the Big Boss Daddy college football computer, they only have a 31.9% chance of making the playoff, as opposed to Tennessee with a 57.8% chance of making it. But it will sort itself out. It always does. The Vols just need to keep winning impressively like they did. Next up is a road trip to South Carolina. They are 20.5-point favorites on the road. But I found a red flag. Should we be scared? Let's have a look. Having a look here now from the Big Boss Daddy college football computer. Tennessee's at South Carolina. This weekend, can they improve from 9-1 to 10-1? They're 5-1 in the conference, 38th defense in the country. That's interesting because, man, when they started out of 131 teams, they were on the last page of those stats. I mean, they were in the triple digits, okay? And they have worked their way up to the 38th defense in the country. That's pretty good. Now, the secondary is still not great, but the defense continually improves. The defense for South Carolina is 68th in the country. They're 6-4 and 3-4. All right, let's look at the power rating here. 20.2. 21.17 versus a 1.5, and that is going to, I need me a drawer, don't I? I need a drawer. Boom. There we go. So we have this guy right here, comes from this figure, really kind of. So that's kind of in line the way it should be. Overall efficiency as a football team. These are percentages. Tennessee has that advantage there. Overall offensive efficiency. Man, that's a huge number right there. 44.6% more efficient versus the South Carolina defense. That's great news. That's good news. Defensive efficiency, 60% to 46 is 13. Now, here's something that you need to make a note of. This guy right here, special teams, that's a pretty big advantage in special teams. So That one goes to South Carolina. Now, here's the red flag that I had mentioned that probably got your attention. My go-to metric is away versus home, and their production, their past performance, away versus home this season. It's a 1-point game. There's the number on that. That's my go-to metric. Okay. Now, that certainly doesn't cover, right? And if that is true, it also puts us in danger of losing the game. So, but I think as we look a little further into this, that's the away and the home metric. Come on, move here for me. When I look at the last three game metric, that is my second go-to metric. We cover, right? We got a score of 40-20. And when I look at the season overall, it's about the same, but about 20 points instead of 21. Again, that does not cover. So I'm real curious about that. I'm going, well, what's going on here? I looked at the stats. Here's Hendon Hooker stats. The quarterback play, as always, you have to handicap that as well. And when I look at this over this right here, yeah, I mean, it's not even close. But this kid, Spencer Rattler, he's the one that transferred from Oklahoma. He kind of flamed out at Oklahoma, and he transferred to South Carolina. Everybody was excited at South Carolina about that. Hasn't really turned out to be what they had hoped. I mean, 8 touchdown passes, 9 interceptions versus 24-2 for Hendon Hooker. So, big nod here, right? But we're still looking, because of this red flag right here, we're still looking at a range of 1 to 21. Come on, man. I don't want that. And then, what else, Rocket Man, are you looking at? I looked at the metric last year, right? And the metric last year was 16 points, and Tennessee won 45-20, 24-point favorite in last year's game. But look you here, sir. They have improved their numbers from last year. That's a pretty big improvement. And they're at home. So this draws attention to that red flag for me. All right. So now, what are you going to pick here, Rocket Man? Come on. Well, I'll tell you. I feel like that I am comfortable with this metric right here. And I think the game score is going to be 45-25. But if this metric is true, it could have a different outcome. Now, let me explain this red flag. So we got the red flag. The red flag is with the Georgia game included. When I throw out the Georgia game, I get an 11-point spread here. Now you say, well, Rocket Man, why would you throw out the Georgia game? Because South Carolina ate Georgia. So if that's the case, we're looking at a score of 37-20, or maybe even 37-25. If this is the case, worst case scenario. And what happens there? It doesn't cover. And we don't get style points. But if we're looking at this metric, which is the last 3 games of both teams, then we're looking at that one right there. I hate that rooster, by the way. I hate it. I hate that sound. I hate it. It's so annoying. Hey, as always, I'd like to hear your opinion in the comments below. And I thank you for watching. Smash the like for me. And if you're generous enough, I'd appreciate you subscribe. Trying to get the numbers up, this channel. Tennessee, as I said, still has a 57.8% chance of making the playoffs. Keep the faith. I'll update you on that number as soon as it gets in tomorrow night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Go Big Orange.
Rock